Greetings and welcome to Breaking Through with EP. It is indeed a pleasure again to be here and to be in your room wherever you are, and thank you for tuning in, by the way. On today we have a very special guest, but before I introduce my guest to you, I want to share a little humor with you. There's so much sadness that's going on in the world now, and I think if we as a people can learn to laugh a little more, be more like children, we all could get along better and just have a little happier world. So I'm going to share with you one of my favorite jokes that I've had the opportunity to share with others, and I think you will appreciate it. A minister was raising money for a new sanctuary. He said to the congregation, "Anyone who can give $1,000 can pick out the next 3 hymns." And the little old lady stood up and she said, "Pastor, I'll do it." Well, the pastor was so excited. He said to the little old lady, "That's great. Now, what hymns would you like?" The little old lady stood up and she said, "I'll take him and him and him." I hope you enjoyed that. Just a little bit of laughter, just kind of get you relaxed and get you in tune and ready for the show. We're going to have a lot of fun on this show, okay? Now, in keeping with Women's History Month, March is Women's History Month, in case you didn't know it. I have a wonderful guest that you're going to really enjoy. We have such a treat for you today, and I'm honored to have her here. And I just want to say, Roberta Bassin, thank you for being on the show. You can shake my hand. It's okay. I have to loosen her up just a little bit. She's a little bit stiff, all right? This is girlfriend talk. Don't go stiff on me now. All right, Roberta, thank you for being on the show. And I'm really thrilled that you took the time out of your schedule to come here and share with us. We want to really talk a little bit about who is Roberta Bassin a little bit, all right?
I'll find out.
All right, now I know you're an actress, writer. By the way, what age did you start acting?
Well, actually, to be a professional actor, I really started late.
No, let's not go there. All right.
Oh.
When did you start acting, period?
When did I start acting as... Well, I started acting when I already had 2 children who were 5 and 14 months.
All right, so you've been acting for quite a few years.
Yeah,
That's when you did your first acting job, whatever that was.
No, I started studying.
Oh, you started studying when your kids were very little.
Right.
Okay.
Because it was something I had always wanted to do, and I had done everything else I felt I was supposed to. I had gotten a teaching credential.
Okay.
I had gotten married. I had 2 children.
Supposed to get married.
Yes.
Okay, I
did everything I felt I was supposed to do.
Okay.
And then one night, I decided, I heard about an acting class at a community school, and I decided, okay, I'm going to go to this class. So I asked my husband, could you watch the kids? I went to the class. I got there late. I said, can I come late and leave early? Because I have 2 little kids at home. And the teacher said, sure, you know. So I did that, and he says to me at the end of the class, he goes, you know, you're really good. He goes, you should go to my coach. And so that's what I did, and from then on I started taking classes and studying, and I studying for 5 years, and then I started doing the business end, which was getting an agent and
most important part.
Showcasing and doing the grunt work, which is what you have to do always, sending everything out. And I've had a career for 20 years, and
so tell us about that first acting job, whether it was paid or not paid, it doesn't matter. The first acting job. And how did you get it?
Well, ironically, as my son said, I started at the top and worked ironically.
Okay.
I had taken when I started studying, when I was studying acting, a casting director said to me, you know, if you take a photo of yourself with your hair wet, straight back, and no makeup, you'll work all the time. And that was at the beginning. And so
did you do that?
I did that.
Okay, you got to tell us. Okay.
Yeah, I did that, and I started showcasing, and Canon Productions. Her name was Nancy Lara, and I think you know Perry Bullington and that group. They apparently kept my pictures from a showcase. I gave them a whole bunch. And one day I got a call from my agent, and they said, I remember it was a time when there was no cell phones, you were at a payphone, and they said, would you like to audition for a co-star lead opposite Mickey Rourke and Faye Dunaway? And I didn't have, you know, I was just at the beginning of my career, and so I didn't even know anything about it, and I said, you know, of course. And so I went for the audition. I dressed. It was an alcoholic bag lady. Her name was Lily.
Doesn't matter.
Well, that was what it was.
Acting, yeah.
And so I went for the audition. And the irony of it is when I walked through the streets, all the homeless people start waving at me like I was their friend. So I knew I had something right.
Good for you.
And people who were middle class felt shied away. They were very
good
as I walked to the audition. And I thought, what am I going to say when I go in if they ask me what I've done? Because it was, you know, just the beginning. And it was Fred Roos and Barbet Schroeder was the director. And so I went in, and I was just supposed to be a look-see. And I was so naive sometimes is good. It's good to be naive sometimes.
True.
I didn't know enough that you weren't supposed to touch anything on the desk or get near the casting person or touch anybody. And so I went in, and they wanted to just look at me. And I had looked at the script beforehand, waiting in the room, and I said, no. And I grabbed the script, and I said, no, I want to read this. And then there was a shot glass on the desk, and I grabbed the shot glass, and I did this scene. And they, just like you, look amazed.
No, I think it's a wonderful
They were
story.
amazed.
Yeah,
and they
nice
said, and the director, Barbet Schroeder, a wonderful, wonderful man, one of the best directors and great person, and Fred Roos, you know, really nice people. And Barbet goes, oh, she's Lily. He's French Swiss. And then afterwards, you know, we kind of all start laughing.
So tell me, how did the career go after that?
And then I've kind of been typecast as the alcoholic bag lady, and people would think that, in fact, my girlfriend...
How long ago was that, if I
That was
may ask?
1987.
Okay.
And I believe, and a friend of mine actually was in a restaurant, and she heard somebody talking, and the movie's Barfly. The movie was Barfly with Mickey Rourke and Faye Dunaway. And so my friend had heard somebody in a restaurant talking, and they had just seen the movie apparently, and they said, where did they find that woman? They must have found her in a gutter somewhere, because apparently I was so effective.
Wow.
And so my girlfriend actually got up and she goes, oh, she's really a nice person. She's my friend, and she's a really nice person. And
she's an actress.
She's not an alcoholic.
A true actress.
So it's a really, and just for people out there who are wondering, you know, if miracles ever happen, the way they found me was my picture was at the bottom of a box under a desk. And when Nancy Lara called me to tell me that it looked like I got it, which is unusual, she said, I just called to tell you you're their #1 choice, and you beat out Cloris Leachman, Madeline Kahn, and Sandra Bernhardt for the role. And, you know, that miracles happen. They really do.
Yeah, miracles do happen, you know, and I call it destiny, you know, and a blessing as well. Very nice story for any actor that's starting out there. There you have it. I mean, it's good to study, but sometimes it's just your fate is your fate. And I love how you just decided, you know, I want to go to this acting class, and the director or the teacher just kind of encourage you and say, you have something there. You know, and along in life's journey, God always send an angel to kind of guide us. And those were some of your angels that just kind of guided you in your acting career. And your picture being at the bottom of this box,
Yeah, it was at the bottom of the box.
It was part of your destiny.